So what's going on, man?
Nothing. Just got a little outdoor workout in, and now I'm drinking my drink of choice besides red wine.
Did you say you had an outdoor workout in?
Yeah.
I saw your Instagram, so just stop lying.
No, well,
Can you explain what was on the Instagram? What was on the Instagram?
well, the Instagram was actually a deadlift inside a gym.
Yeah.
Inside of a gym. Who's Jim?
This guy that I met.
Gotcha.
His name's Dave.
Pasquale is one of the trainers at my gym, Mondo, and
Okay.
all of my trainers have access to the gym during the shutdown because I think that we all need to stay in shape. I mean, me and Chris are definitely not in shape, but everybody else can stay in
No,
shape.
you're in shape. It's called around.
So
I like to call him an oblate spheroid.
Very nice.
So Patsy, I'm gonna change this to gallery view. So
Are
we
you
can
recording
see-
right now?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay.
All right, so Patsy or Pasquale, as he likes to be called nowadays,
My driver's license and birth.
he is a professional football player. He is not in the NFL, which he should be.
But he's a semi-professional football player, correct?
No, he's a professional football player because he gets paid money to do it.
Nice.
Which makes you, even if you're in the arena league or even if you're in the NFL Europe, you're a professional football player.
Gotcha.
Would you agree, Patsy?
Yeah, I've been doing it for like 6 years. I was about to have my 6th season. And basically what happens is if you're not good enough to go to the NFL where they don't think you're good enough, as soon as you do the pro day, the whole process of the pro day, the combine, if it doesn't work, you go to like a minor league system, which is right now the only thing the NFL has. It's not even affiliated with the NFL. It's like an arena league system. And I've kind of been stuck in what I like to call the underworld for a couple of years now of the Arena Football League.
Okay, so what team do you currently play for at the moment?
I was actually the season just got canceled about 3 weeks ago, but I was playing for the Spokane Shock. And you guys, this is a little bit more of your era. You'll remember the D tackle from the Baltimore Ravens, Sam Adams?
Yeah.
He actually bought the team in Spokane.
Oh, nice.
He was the owner. He set it up correctly. He was he was treating us like as if we were in the NFL. And it was kind of like too good to be true because as soon as we were about to start, we got hit with whatever is going on. I mean, I don't really want to speak about it. There's nothing else to really talk about, but we don't know really what's going on.
Correct.
So you, obviously you're a local guy. So most of the people that are watching our podcast lately are going to be our friends and our family and people around here. We're branching out a little bit, but you played football for what high school?
I went to North Shore High School.
Okay.
Right at North Shore High School, I actually went to CW Post, Long Island University, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I guess me and the coach, well, basically what happened, I got in trouble my freshman year of college. My scholarship was taken away. I headed to a community college in California where I did a 2-year stint in Ventura Community College.
Okay.
And then I headed to Buffalo State to play my junior and senior year. So I finished my college football at Buffalo State. I didn't finish my actual team.
So Buff State. So I went to Cortland.
Yeah.
Buff State and Cortland used to play.
Oh, so
he was.
What division is that?
It's Division 3.
Division 3. Okay.
But the top tier of Division 3 is Buff State, Cortland, Rowan, like those New Jersey schools.
Gotcha.
On the East Coast are in.
Yeah. I went All-American my senior year, and then I got a chance to participate in the 2013 Pro Day.
Okay.
And at the Ralph Wilson Stadium, which is where
the Buffalo Bills play. Yeah, dude, I've been there. It's an amazing stadium.
What position, man?
I was a middle linebacker coming out of college, and I kind of transferred through my pro career from a middle linebacker to like a hybrid, more outside linebacker because of the passing game and it evolving into much fast pace. I lost a little bit of weight, tried to get more athletic, and then.
What kind of defense was Buff State? 3-4 or?
It was a normal 4-3, a normal 4-3 defense. You bring the safety down, put 8 in the box just in case they ran the ball. Simple.
Yeah, Division 3. I mean, you had some good passers, but you weren't seeing a lot of spread defenses.
Yeah, the main difference between Division 3, Division 1 football to me, it's not the skill position. Everyone has 3 receivers that run 4-4-yard dash.
Gotcha.
The 5 guys up front, like those old linemen, it's hard to get a 6'6", 300-pound kid that doesn't have a scholarship.
Yeah. So I was. I mean, Pasquale knows, Mondo knows. But for people that are listening, I was a Division 3 lineman, and I'm 6 foot. But in college, I was only 260, and I was a starting O lineman. Not until my senior year, I was even that big. So
the size of the O-line is the main difference between the divisions, to be honest.
Gotcha.
The skill set, obviously, there's some skills that people are better, but you find there's fast people out there.
Okay, so now after you said you had to go to Ralph Wilson Stadium to do the pro day, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to us about like that. So how was that?
So for someone like me, it was very different because I'm playing in front of like I could be playing in front of 3,000 fans or 8,000 fans. I'm playing Division III football. I walked in. I was the only Division III athlete out of 5 of us that day, and there was 19 NFL teams in watching me work out. So I was
Nice.
I wish I was mentally more prepared. I was physically prepared for the day. I trained for 12 weeks at this awesome facility that I learned a lot of stuff at called Performance in Buffalo.
Okay.
And I was just maybe a little overwhelmed mentally of how many NFL teams were actually there. Like I got scouts from the Raiders talking to me before I'm bench pressing. My wingspan's getting measured by some guy with like from the Colts. Like there was 19 NFL teams really on like there on site that day. I did the whole entire day.
Mhm.
I did a 40. I did a pro agility. I did a bench press. I mean, my 40-yard dash is probably what held me back. I ran a terrible 40 that day, but everything else,
What'd you run that
Would
day?
you run?
I ran a 4.9 that day, a 4.9 240. It was terrible. But I jumped a 38-inch vertical leap. I did 20 reps of 225. Everything else was met the standards except for my straight line speed, which I worked on later. Got another chance with the Browns in 2016. Ran a little bit better 40-yard dash for them, but then at that point they were like, you know what, we're not taking a chance on somebody when he's 27, 28. When I ever got a new kid in at 22, 23. It's a very small window of opportunity. Like your chances of making it to the NFL after that pro day / combine time drops off dramatically. It's less than 1%. If you don't get a call from that day, less than 1% of the people get a call after.
So, like, how many people do you think out of the Arena League get pulled out and get plucked out and get put back into the NFL?
I
per
think,
year?
well, if let's say there's 3 main arena leagues throughout the country all year, I think that most of the people that get called from the arena leagues were people that were already in the NFL, and then they showed that they're a lot better right away, and they kind of, I would say less than 5 new people a year get a chance.
Gotcha. And most of those are the top 5 of the Arena League. Like, are they the skill positions usually, or are they defense, or is it all over?
Kind of just like it's a weird thing. It's timing. Like if a Brown scout's there and they need a receiver, and that receiver goes off that day, they might give him a chance. But usually it's the younger kids that they give the chance, like the 22 to 25-year-old kids that they really want, that they're really scouting. Like once you play in the Arena League for 2 or 3 seasons, it's very tough. They're like, it's a different style of football. He's been playing inside. He's about to go outside. It's a little bit different.
Okay, so pro day happened. You didn't run the best that you could, but you met every other standard. So at that point, you're thinking that the NFL is definitely not going to call you, and no teams are actually looking at you anymore. So was the next step to go to try to get an arena team to look at you?
That's actually really funny because this is how I got into the arena. Right after this, I was frustrated. I was mad at myself. My agent basically called me and said, like, thanks for wasting all this money on the training for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow. And then I'm not going to say his name or anything like that.
That's fine.
And then right after that, I was in Buffalo. That's where I was going to school. So I had one summer class. So I stayed in Buffalo that summer. This was summer 2013. This is set now. I'm talking about semi-pro. There's outdoor semi-pro football.
Okay.
So these guys around town, a couple old of my teammates played on the team. Like, yo, dude, just come play one game. Just come play one game. Just come play one game. So like, I was so mad. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go play one of these semi-pro games. Give me a helmet and shoulder pads. I'm 23 years old. Let me get some anger out. First quarter, I had 3 sacks, a forced fumble. One of the forced fumbles I picked to the house. And as I walk off the field after the first quarter, Coach Custer is his name. He's a fan, and he comes up to me. He's like, Pasquale, are you Pasquale from Buff State? Like, did you just work out at the Ralph? Like, I was like, yeah, I was there. And he's like, yeah, I thought so. He's like, don't go back in that game. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, don't go back in the game. He's like, stay right here. He goes in his car in the parking lot at a random field in South Buffalo and hands me an IFL Indoor Football League contract.
Wow.
That's fucking cool as hell.
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah, so basically, I want to thank my friends. What his name's Mims, Josh Mims. He was like, dude, he's the person who literally convinced me to go play that game. That's how I started my arena football career.
So your Arena Football League. So you're starting the Arena Football League career. What was the team that you played for? What team did you sign for?
First team, he was a D coordinator for the Cedar Rapids Titans.
Okay.
So, Iowa. So
Gotcha.
I lived in Iowa in a hotel for 6 months.
Wow.
My rookie season.
I wanna talk to you later about some of the wild times that you had. But I won't put you on the spot right now. But that must have been, as a 23, 24-year-old guy, must have been fucking wild, man. That must have been a great time.
You know what? It's crazy because I didn't really have to do anything besides talk. In Iowa, I sound like a foreigner.
You do. You sound like one right now. I mean, you got the French doors too behind you.
I say those are from Paris. I think that's how they say Paris.
I didn't know you spoke French.
No.
That's awesome. So you were playing in Iowa. I mean, that's corn-fed as fuck. I mean, you can't imagine what Iowa like unless you're there.
Your oats factory.
Yeah.
Wow.
It smelled like oatmeal when I woke up.
And you're living in a hotel. You're getting a per diem. You're playing ball for money.
Wait, so hold on. Are you paying for the hotel or no? They're paying for you to live there, right?
Basically, it's like I'm sure. I hope Joe Jarabek's watching as he was.
He's so pissed that you're on and he's not. I can't wait until he sees it.
As he would say, Pasquale's on what we'd like to call lifetime full scholarship. So from start to finish, my room and board paid for, and usually my meals are. But lately, I've been buying my own meals, which is probably why I've been getting chubby because I seem to get things that taste better.
Are you still eating 25 chicken cutlets a day?
I wish.
All right, so they're paying for your hotel. They're paying for your meals.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then as a rookie, you don't make that much.
Okay.
But as you progress, you work it out with the owner and you let him know, I'm 27 years old. If you want me to play arena football, I can't live with this much amount of money.
So are you allowed to be a bouncer or work another job? Or?
Yeah, there was a lot of. I would say 50% of the team had jobs outside of football.
Okay, so can I ask, I don't know this. So, what's a rookie contract? Are you allowed to say what a rookie contract is?
Depending on the league, there's 3 leagues. It starts off at literally as low as $400 a game.
Okay, 400. And how many games do you usually play?
Anywhere from 12 to 16.
Okay,
that's a lot of fucking games of football, man.
I know, especially and we're not playing on that soft turf. We're playing on literally AstroTurf, old school Toronto Blue Jays. Those are
wow.
Yeah, you're playing on a monster truck track in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Old stadium turf that if you slide on the ground and you don't have something covering your elbows and knees, it's 3rd-degree burns, and that shower is the worst part of your day.
Remember playing at Hofstra when they had that turf? That shit was fucking horrible. Ugh.
I never played with sleeves on in my life because I like to show off my arms. That's why we work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Otherwise, but the last couple of years I've been just playing in long sleeve shirt because I don't even want to deal with. It's just not worth it. That 20-minute shower after the game,
horrible. You got to have a beer directly after you get off the field just to manage that shower.
Everyone knows to keep the Don Julio for me in the corner of the shower. I shower last. I take my time after the game. I'm very tired. People trying to get rush out. I'm always the last one out of the locker room.
I was always the first one out. In Cortland, my parents would be waiting for me outside the game. Even when I wasn't starting, they'd be waiting for me. They'd take me to fucking a buffet somewhere. I'd eat my face off, and then I'd send them home. And I'd be like, all right, I got to go meet whoever at the bar or at whatever party I was going to at that point. But you were going back to a hotel room to, do whatever. So obviously you're not rushing out of there.
Well, usually after we had sponsorships. So if we had home games, it was mandatory. You showed up to the sponsorship for a pregame party, I would say.
Okay.
So a post game, you would go to the Wild Wings or whatever the sponsorship.
Yeah, exactly. We go. Right. We had to go there for just show our face half hour, which wasn't bad because there was food and free alcohol for an hour. It's almost like a free pregame. All
right. So you're playing at 23. Did you sign your first autograph at 23?
Yeah. So that's what it's really crazy. Believe it or not, there's 2 sets of families that have Pasquale Bacchio Cedar Rapids Titan jerseys hung up in their den right now.
No.
I got to see those pictures. You got to send.
Do they have TVs? Have they seen a real NFL game? That's great.
Yeah, so basically, I've noticed because I played a lot of seasons of arena football, that the smaller cities that don't really have huge NFL teams or big teams, the smaller marketplaces, these fans are like loyal. Like when I was in Cedar Rapids or when I'm in Spokane, like I am the Yankees or I am the Seattle Seahawks, like for them, for the people around that area.
That's so fucking cool.
That is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
So you're like, I mean, in Iowa and those corn-fed type places, there's like huge high school games where they shut down the whole town to play them, and like you're that, but at a higher level.
Definitely at a higher level.
Exactly. So like let's say it was military appreciation night. So that's they literally, the owners would auction off our jerseys, like at halftime they would start the auction, and then the quarterbacks usually, or the biggest old lineman or the biggest person would probably get the most money for a jersey. But then at the end they auction them off, and then like the couple or the person who bought it, you sign it and you take a picture with them, and they're like, and I remember this one dude was like, yeah, that's why I'm putting this up in the living room. I'm like,
that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
so after that you played back and forth for a few different teams. So you came back home here, or did you just bounce around?
Basically, I was in Cedar Rapids in 2014 for the whole spring up until almost the end of the summer, September. I came back home and I was like, all right, it was fun. I had a great experience, but like, let's figure out what I'm going to do for my career, like moving forward as an adult. And I got a job at Equinox.
Oh, okay.
Right after that. I had a girlfriend at the time. What a stupid idea that was. So, nowadays, I'm not sure girlfriend's the best route for anyone, but
especially when you're married.
If you're in love and it's working for you, congratulations. I hope you become more in love. But I've been more successful on my own.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's my thinking as of now as well.
Nowadays, but so that girl tried to convince me that I wasn't gonna make it. You're done playing football, and I almost got engaged. So I took off the 2015 season.
Okay.
So I played 2014. I missed the whole spring season. So this whole season, I'm getting messages from my friends that are playing, Snapchats, Instagrams. It's like eating away at me inside. I'm like, damn, I really want to play. So and now my best friend took my position in Cedar Rapids because I wasn't there, and he was the next best. He was up. He was a great player too.
Okay.
He gets signed to the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh.
Wow.
The season that I take off, so I'm living in I'm living in my girlfriend's stepmom's house with my girlfriend, and I'm like looking at her like, just like, I'm not blaming her. Like maybe I would have never got the opportunity.
Correct.
But
and this is when your Don Julio habit started.
Again.
At that point,
Again.
I was captain in Cokes.
Nice. Graduated. It's awesome.
Yeah, I had to graduate, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I basically was like, I'm playing football next season if I get an opportunity. And that's when she was like, she tried to give me the ultimatum, like me or football. And I was like, if a guy chooses you, then he's in love with you. But like, this is my dream. If you don't want me to like pursue my dream, then you're clearly not the person for me. So then I moved on from her and I played football in 2016.
And this is you played in the same place again?
No, so I actually played in 2016. I signed to Spokane Empire.
Okay.
And that's the same league, or is that a different league?
That was the same league. So in 2016 and 2017, for the next 2 straight seasons, were probably my 2 best seasons athletically at 26, 27 years old. I played in Spokane. And then after that, my buddy Nick Hague, who played on the Colts, and also later got a shot with the Giants. He's awesome. He's a great guy. Awesome football player as well. He never really got a fair chance when he got there, but he got opportunities. He went to the big show. He was on both squads.
So he actually played NFL professionally?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know if he signed to the practice squad or anything.
Where
like
was
that.
he from? He wasn't from around here.
No, he's from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Okay, so kind of East Coast kind of guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's still my best. He's like literally my best friend through this whole process.
Besides me.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah. Feel bad for you if he is.
So you're playing. I'm sorry to interrupt. So you're playing for this secondary team now. Are you still passionate about it? I mean, I know you personally, but most people don't. I see you work out in the gym. I see how hard you work. I mean, literally 2-3 hour workouts a day, sometimes multiple times a day. I know you got like a little bit of a rap of being a little bit of a rebel, but like you really work your ass off. You're really passionate about this. Were you like that back then too, or is this just something recently?
Basically, what happened, I was actually a chubby high school student my whole life. I was a very good athlete. I was a
No,
very good
Mondo wasn't a
athlete.
good athlete, but
I was
No,
a
definitely not a
very
good
good
athlete.
athlete from like age 5 to like 12. And then like when everyone started going through puberty, I was like still this chubby little fat kid. And then like junior, senior year came around and I grew. I shot up. I was fat. I went from 5'6" to 6 foot. And literally my senior year, my coach was like, you know, you want to work out this summer, you'll be pretty good at football, Dan Agavino. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to work out. So a couple of my buddies, I started working out when I was 18 years old. I was like 250 pounds, 260, like just a fat athlete is what I like to call it. I could hang on the rim. I had no muscle, but I could jump. I was explosive.
dude, he'll put the highest box we have, and then another little box on top of it, and jump over that,
Wow.
and hit his head on the fucking ceiling when he does it. And he's you 240 now?
Yeah, 235. Yeah.
235 now?
Well, did you do it at 235 or did you do it like at a lighter weight?
No,
Like,
No, he does it
jump.
now.
He does it now. Wow.
yeah,
That's
as an
awesome.
He's got ups.
As an old man. Yeah.
Can you help him? Because
First of all, Patsy or Pasquale knows exactly how fucking good of an athlete I am. So
do you really know how good of an athlete he is?
Yeah, he has it. His I would like to say his biggest problem would be consistency.
Or beer.
No,
He's consistent with beer, so you don't have to worry about that.
What happens is he gets so consistent with the beer that it takes so much longer to get, as he knows, it takes a lot less time to get out of shape than it does to get in shape.
Yeah. So as Joe Jarabek's dad would always say, stick with what you're good at, and I'm always sticking with what I'm good at, which is
drinking.
which is land shark.
Gotcha. Just land shark.
He's good at deadlift. He can, after a couple more land sharks, he can still go deadlift 600 pounds.
I've seen it. Someone challenged him.
So we were at a high school friend's house. Christy, I won't give you the last name, but she's a local girl, and her husband's a CrossFitter. They don't CrossFit anymore. She does Orange Theory. He kind of does his own thing. So we're at this beautiful house in, what town was it?
East Meadow.
East Meadow. Yeah, East Meadow.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking,
Wait, can I get a duel on this?
What?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't. It's up
Dude,
to you.
it's up to you. I mean, listen, this is gonna go on YouTube, but you're just dueling. Who cares?
So I got, I had like 8 beers, whatever it was, and 8 beers might be half as many as I had. So I'm like, I go up to the CrossFitters, and I'm like, I can deadlift more than everybody in this place. And they're like, no, you fucking can't. I go, you know what? I'll deadlift every weight you have in the garage. And they go, no. And I'm like, so I'm guessing this guy only has those thick plates.
I hate the
right? All right. So
Yeah.
they have the big thick plates. So I'm like, all right, you can only fit 5 of those on each side, which is $4.95, which I could do that one-legged in my sleep after fucking 40 beers.
Yeah.
So I go, all right, yeah, well, let's go. So this fucking guy has regular plates in there. so he has
Metal ones.
he has the 3 the 3 bumper
yeah.
plates, and he has the 3 metal ones. So he puts that on there, and I fucking got it up to my knees. And I'm like, I'm fucking straining. The whole party stopped and came in the garage and watched me do it, and I fucking failed in front of everybody. I pulled my hamstring. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, I was wondering why he was walking weird after.
But so Pasquale's a great athlete, hard worker. That's just a stupid story about my drunk ass antics.
I really got fully addicted to the working out when I was after I left CW Post, to be honest. So like I messed up my first opportunity at a Division II school. I was too young. I mean, just like 60% of the freshmen in college, it's a little too much freedom to go from a public school or a private school, whatever your situation is, to go directly into a college situation. I ran with it. I messed up. When I got to community college in California, Gary Anglin, I believe he was a quarterback at UCLA way back in the day.
Gotcha.
Way back in the day, he was he was my linebacker coach, and he really instilled it into me. Like, listen to me, if you're really trying to play and get full scholarships and go to the next level, and eventually become a pro, like this working out stuff, like you have some of the raw talents, but if you work out and like work on your speed and you work on your strength, you work on your mobility, like you'll really excel. And I kind of fell in love with it because I went from literally in a semester of working out at 250 pound, 20% body fat to 230 pounds at like 12% body fat with abs. So, and like, and then when that happens to happen, like, your confidence goes up.
Correct.
He's one of those guys like me where like he can be 240 and be even a little chubby and his abs always show.
Yeah.
Like he's got those big,
So
thick
bulky
ab
abs,
muscles.
right?
Yeah, bulky abs.
Bulky abs.
It's like fat abs. It's like love handles with a 6-pack.
It's a very attractive quality, and most Italian women love it. Danielle's in the kitchen listening, so she obviously knows.
It's more like chicken parmesan meets a little bit of like Trader Joe's multi-grain bread.
Gotcha.
That's
So wait, so now you fell in love with working out at the California.
Yeah, it's about 20 years old, and then I literally haven't. Even when I broke my leg, I would go into the gym.
Yeah, he was training people on crutches.
I got addicted. I haven't missed more than 2 days in a row in maybe 10 years of working.
Gotcha.
You broke your leg in a game.
Correct. In my 2018. So I played after that year off. I played 2 years in Spokane in 2016 and 2017. 2017 season ended early with my first real major injury, which I broke my fibula. I fractured my fibula on a special teams play. It was a freak accident. I'm blocking my guy, like I'm blocking him. My back's turned, and my boy who's returning it, Trevor Kennedy, also a local. He's from Pennsylvania, Northeast kid. He got a shot with the Bucks. Awesome kid. It wasn't his fault, but he stiff-armed the person trying to tackle him. It's hard as fuck. Like he stiff-armed him, threw him into the ground, and he actually stiff-armed him so far he landed on my leg and snapped my ankle.
Oh.
Snapped it.
Oh, so it's so fucking crazy how like the littlest thing can do that. I had my in Cortland. We were in a practice like scrimmage, like probably a Thursday before a Saturday game, and my fullback runs into the back of me, and just falls, and he falls on the back of my leg, and he partially tore my MCL right before like one of the biggest games of my I think it was my senior year. So I screamed like I fucking got shot in the back of the leg, and I put a brace on, and I played afterwards. But those little things are what get you. It's not even like the big plays. Like you could fucking tackle somebody at 90 miles an hour and not get hurt.
I think what really bothered me most about the injury is that it happened without, like, I didn't have any control over. I had no visual on it. Like I had no control over what happened to my own body. Like I'm looking straight ahead doing my job, and my leg snaps from behind. Like if it was someone coming at me, or I got to see what happened, like I would have been much more happy about it. But like I really couldn't do anything about it. Like I didn't know it was gonna happen. Like if I felt it or saw it in front of me, I would have maybe jumped in the air. But my leg got caught in the ground. Like 90% of injuries happen when that leg gets stuck in the ground. And I know basically I couldn't do anything about it. That's what frustrated.
But you came back fucking strong, man.
Yeah.
You came back and got back into and recruited again, right?
So what happened in 2017, I broke the leg and was like, he's 28 years old. It's probably going to shut it down. And I was like, you know what? I'm only going to get better from this. It took me 5 months for it to heal correctly. And then I rehabbed at the Garden City Professional Therapy.
Okay.
Right there, which was the best, probably one on Long Island, if you ask me.
Is that Mike Camps? No, that was a different one, right?
No, this one's right by in the back of Roosevelt Field Mall over there by the LA Fitness. But it's like a huge facility for athletes. It has like a turf. It has a professional, like a physical therapy thing, but it also has like a turf section where you can work on like 40 yards of turf where you could run.
Gotcha.
Inside, so it's more of a physical therapy office directly for athletes trying to get back into it.
Gotcha.
And I killed it, and then I actually got my first opportunity to play arena football on the East Coast. That was for the Massachusetts Pirates in 2018.
Didn't Dan House come see you in Brusca?
Yep. So we played a game in Lehigh Valley. Dan House is.
So I'm sorry for context. Chris Damphouse and Joe Brusca are the people that own the gym with me.
Yep.
Mondo knows that, but I'm telling everybody, and I'm acting like I'm telling him. But they're everybody but Chris Damphouse is a good guy. Just fucking kidding. Love you, Chris. I can't. You think he's still listening this far into it, so we can talk a little shit about him?
It's a 50-50 chance.
I went to every one of that motherfucker's. I'm sorry for cursing. I went to every one of that guy's shows for like a year and a half, and he better be listening to this.
At least these four.
For the record.
That's great. All right, so keep going. I'm sorry, man.
No, so and then 2018, I know my friend from Massachusetts, he was playing middle linebacker. I was playing this hybrid that's very specific for arena football. It's with a jack linebacker.
Okay.
Lots of rules and repercussions. Like you're literally, I'm limited to staying in the box. Until the ball snapped, I can't move.
Okay.
It's very specific. But so I played for Massachusetts. We were killing it. And then actually, middle of 2018 season, me and the owner of the Massachusetts Pirates. We're not going to say his name. I don't like him very much.
Well, I don't think it's going to be hard to find.
Yeah, you can't look that up. You can't look that up on Google. Get out of here. That just can't happen.
That's fine. Let somebody Google it. He's not disparaging.
Yeah, it's all right.
Allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly, whatever.
Well, regardless, me and him were butting heads. He didn't like. He basically, I didn't go to Georgia. I didn't play on the Bears or the Steelers. So I didn't go to Alabama or a big name school. So he didn't think I was good enough. I was just a regular, 6'1", 235-pound kid that, was good at football, and he didn't believe it. So he, throughout the season, kept always questioning my ability. I always outperformed what he thought was going to happen. And then, me and him got in a disagreement. He didn't play me one game, and I just asked for my release. And this is 80% through a regular season.
Yeah, it was pretty late in the season when he did.
Yeah, there was 4 regular season games left. And I was like, you know what, just give me my release. So he did the right thing. He released me. And as soon as he released me, I got signed to the Carolina Cobras, which was based out of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
And there was some playoff implications there, wasn't there?
Basically, what happened was as soon as I got to Greensboro, there's 4 regular season games left. We won all 4. We got the 2 seed. So 4 teams make the playoffs in usually every arena league.
Okay, so how many teams actually play in the league?
In that league, there was 8. In the league I was just playing, there's 12, 8, and 8. It's for some reason they can't get it together and all play one league. Everyone's it's always it's a pissing contest everywhere you go.
Gotcha.
So these owners would never get together and actually formulate one league. So it was 3 different leagues.
So, but there's 28 teams?
No.
There's not.
Only 8.
There's only 8 in this one specific league.
Correct. So the top 4 make the playoffs. The top 2 get home field advantage. So I went to Carolina. We actually got home field advantage.
Okay.
So it looked like I was about to play the Massachusetts team in the first round. So
that would have been interesting.
They actually lost their regular season game to the Maine Moments, they were called.
Okay.
They lost it, and therefore they ended up getting a 3 seed. So they had to play, or I'm sorry, maybe they got the 1 seed, but regardless, they lost their playoff game. We won ours.
Gotcha.
And otherwise, I would have played them in the championship game.
And that would have been something to look forward to. I'm 100%, right?
It would have been great for drama to everyone that paid his attention to
it. Do they play that up in the arena? Obviously,
of course.
I don't watch football. Just so you know, everybody knows.
Which is crazy to me.
I hate watching NFL football.
I was the same way when I first got out of college too. I boycotted. I was like, I'm done with this. I don't want to watch these 15 kids that are terrible that I know I'm better than on preseason games. I don't want to watch it.
So as an athlete's point of view, I guess, looking at it and not making the big show, is it something that you don't want to see? You don't want to see them because you think that you're possibly better than some of them. Not saying all of them. Okay.
For the first year and a half or 2 years out of college, that's how I felt. But then I learned to realize that I love watching the game. And
gotcha.
It's political, and maybe I wasn't good enough, and I just thought I was, but I got over it. And I ended
That's not the reason I didn't. It's because I don't like football.
Wait, I know. Believe me. Here's the reason why.
What would you like?
Which part of football don't you like?
The sport.
So he actually. Okay, so this is funny.
I like the athleticism. All right, you talk.
Well, no. Here's my thing. It's the funny part is I know how much he doesn't like football because. We got him to do a fantasy football league 1 year, right?
Wait, listen to this story.
He had the number 1 overall pick for fantasy football, and I forgot how long ago. This is probably 10 years ago, maybe.
No, more than that.
All right, so 12, 13 years.
This was probably almost 15.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, I don't understand this. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan, which I can't stand the Cowboys. I'm a huge Giants fan.
I hate all Cowboys fans. My number 1.
You don't hate me.
I hate all Cowboy fans.
You don't hate me.
He's a Cowboy fan. But he's not a true Cowboy fan because he doesn't watch the game. So it doesn't matter to me. He's fake. But anyway, so we're doing the fantasy football. He's got the first overall pick, right?
All right. So I'm a Cowboys fan, first fantasy pick. So it's about 14, 15 years ago. Who do you think I picked first in the NFL, our fantasy NFL
NFL draft?
Well, it's obviously a Cowboy.
Yeah.
And I can't. You said is Emmitt Smith's not playing?
No,
Emmitt Smith is not
it's right
playing.
after his era.
It's not after. It's not. It's probably a little past Emmitt Smith.
Was it T.O. or Tony Romo?
No, not even that good.
No, and I don't even think Tony Romo was playing at the time, or T.O. actually.
So I picked Julius Jones as the first pick.
So he picks Julius Jones as the number 1 pick. We stopped the
They
draft.
stopped the draft.
We stopped the
They
draft.
want me to take it back.
And we asked him.
Or a running back.
He was playing running back.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. We stopped the draft. We said timeout.
The first pick overall.
We set the
At this point, it could be Calvin Johnson or something like that, right?
Well, yeah, you put something like that. I mean,
Dude, that's when Brady was great. I mean, that you could have picked anybody.
he could have picked anybody else.
Anybody.
He picked Julio Jones, and we
Not
paused,
Julio. Not
I'm
Julio.
sorry,
Julius Jones.
We paused it, and we were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" We asked him multiple times, and he goes, "Nope, I want to do this pick." And sure enough, his team sucked.
Yeah, my team came in last, and I picked every Cowboy you could possibly pick, which I didn't even get Romo that year.
No, but we couldn't believe that.
I don't play anymore. If you don't, if
I look at
anyone was
I look at Cowboy fans like I look at like Chicago Bulls fans back in the day.
Okay, in the 90s.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like even when my first memory of watching sports was, I remember the only thing I really remember from Michael Jordan is him hitting that fadeaway on Byron Russell on Utah Jazz.
Yes, I mean he was like just pumping his hands.
And that's like the first like memory I have of actually watching sports. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna be a Knicks fan in my life.
Sure.
You know.
So by the way, it's snowing.
It's snowing outside in Glen
May,
Cove.
what time is it? It's May 9th, Saturday, and it's snowing.
It was just fucking coming down.
Asia's controlling the climate. I know it's.
Are you gonna go on record saying that Asia is in control of the murder hornets too?
No, I'm not gonna say it's one direct country in Asia. I'm gonna say it's all of Asia because
all of Asia.
So like India too?
No, what I think is all of Asia wants the rest of the world to be all Asian. So that's why the only thing like last night, the only sport that was live was Korean baseball.
You know what's on tonight, dude? They got a UFC fight on tonight.
Yeah, and actually,
how about this? The guy that was supposed to fight the undercard
got
tested positive for
no
yes,
fucking
he got
way.
tested
I didn't
for
hear
COVID.
that.
Yeah, so they're still going on with the fight.
Symptomatic.
Dude, did you hear about Fight Island?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Okay, so what's his face?
Dana White.
Dana White rented an island out, which they're saying was from the guy from Virgin Atlantic.
Yes.
Which what's his name? Whatever. The Australian guy from Virgin Atlantic, he hit one of his islands. Dana White rented the island out, and they're setting up an event on an island where no one's going to be there, but all these guys, like 20 guys, are going to fight.
Like a fight tournament?
It's going to be like Mortal Kombat.
It's like Bloodsport.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking sick.
What's that movie with John Claude Van Damme?
Bloodsport, yeah.
I love that movie.
Kumite. It's Kumite.
Yeah. What's
Bloodsport?
Bloodsport?
What that is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or Mortal Kombat, like when they started fighting on
I'm going to
the
ask if Danny can get me, but you want a beer or no?
No, I'm okay right now.
Can I have a beer, Dan?
Thank you, Danielle.
Oh, Richard Bryce.
Yes.
Bronson.
Richard Bronson.
Hold on,
Yeah, grab a beer, whatever. You can go off camera for a
just
little
show your
bit.
chest. It's okay.
Let me see your booty.
Yeah. Show that butt.
I don't got a booty.
No booties? No booties.
So, all right. So we got lost in the mix here.
Okay, so we're going. No, so let's go back real quick. So we're going right now.
Back to 2018.
So yeah, you're in Carolina.
We get in the playoffs. We win our game. They lose theirs. We actually host the championship game.
Okay, and so how many fans would you draw for that game?
The championship game had maybe 97, like 10,000 fans in the championship game.
So it's like a big D3 game.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
But it's inside.
There's 4 main arenas that get like 15 to 20,000 fans a year. It's like if you go.
Where are those?
Talking Stick, which is in Scottsdale.
Okay. Arizona.
That's got to be fucking sick. Scottsdale.
Sick.
With those girls.
Dude, I've been to Scottsdale.
That party scene.
The Scottsdale was crazy. I went there for 3 days, and I was the shortest guy there. And I'm 5'10". I'm not that tall, but
you're not 5'10".
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're 5'6". You're
No,
not 5'10".
Yeah, okay, whatever.
If he says he's 5'10", I know he's 5'8.5".
Look, dude.
Okay, I'm 5'9" and 3/4.
We're sitting on the same
But
size
anyway.
chair, and he's.
Yeah, I'm 5'9".
I'm 5'11" and 3/4.
Yeah, I'm
and this
5'9".
guy's 5'10".
I'm 5'9" and 3/4.
Fuck outta here.
Anyway,
All right,
every
all right.
single girl in Arizona is over 6 foot with blonde hair and absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Keep going, brother. I'm sorry.
So there's Arizona, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, who's been a staple in an arena league for years. And
Yeah, I was to say that.
There, and then Jacksonville. It's called the Shark Tank. Jacksonville Sharks always have over 10,000, and it's crazy. The most hostile environment in probably all of them.
Really?
All arena football.
And you're talking about Jacksonville, that's in Florida, right?
Yeah.
There's no other. So that's crazy.
What do you think? It's Jacksonville, Italy?
No, I'm just saying because here's the thing. It's not that. It's the Jacksonville. The Jaguars don't draw fans.
No,
So that to me isn't crazy.
It's literally across the highway.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is the Jaguars don't draw many fans compared. Now you're saying the.
Have you ever met people from Florida?
Yes.
It make no sense. So why would that make sense?
Yeah, the education in Florida is the worst out of any place in America.
Florida is like, you don't think of Florida as being the South, but Florida is the fucking South.
No, Florida
man.
is the South.
Like they are Southern as hell. And I talked about corn-fed before. I'm pissing a lot of people off, but those Southern people, they have some different ideologies that I can't even align with whatsoever. All right. I'm sorry.
So now you're in the finals, correct?
Yeah, we play the championship game versus the Columbus Lions. We're hosting it because they're the 4 seed, we're the 2 seed, and their fullbacks Cravon Hicks, who is Todd Gurley, Noshawn Moreno's, the Georgia. He played for Georgia.
Okay, so that's big.
Yeah, their quarterback's Jeremy Johnson, who was a starter for Auburn for a year.
Okay,
huge.
So they're stacked.
They're stacked. Well, my Massachusetts team, before I got traded to the Carolina team, out of 25 of us on the roster, I'm the only one who didn't get to play in the NFL.
Wow.
We never got an opportunity. Like, they were either there for a cup of coffee, meaning like one playoff game, one preseason game, whether it's 3 days of camp. Regardless, you signed to the NFL, you got your shot.
Correct.
The Massachusetts team was probably on paper the best team in the league. But as you know, the best team on paper doesn't always win any league. It's a mixture of chemistry, coaching, who's hot. But regardless, we ended up winning that 2018 championship game. I don't even have my ring. It's at my grandmother's house.
Oh, that's pretty cool, though. You got a ring?
Yeah, we won it. We won it 66-8.
Wow. Annihilation.
And 8 points, holding 8 points to someone in arena football is like holding someone to -10 in a football game.
That's like Glen Cove versus Sayville when I played. Remember that?
Yeah, when
game?
Sayville destroyed
Holy
you
shit,
guys?
we got fucking trounced.
So 66-8, and you actually get a ring. That's pretty awesome.
Wait, hold on. Let me see this ring. This is a snap of the ring.
Definitely. Now,
okay, I can kind of see that.
I don't know about Mondo if he follows you on Facebook or Instagram.
I don't.
Your Instagram game is on point. Like you are fucking crazy on there. Like everything you do is funny as hell, and you're constantly posting great content. So maybe we can get some people to come to that. What's your Instagram handle?
The Squall Life. It's at the Squall Life. It's and what I do is I just post myself, either working out, enjoying life. It's all positivity. I don't really put anything bad on there. I mean, sometimes I fight to find, I'm right on the fine line. Like, if there's a line, I kind of tiptoe it, but I never go over on the Instagram because, there's people watching me on there. Like the owner of the new team, Sam Adams, was like, basically letting me know, like, I like everything you're doing. Don't put it past this point. He's a great guy. He's like, he loves that I always showing my hard work. He loves that I'm always showing just me having a good time. Everyone knows I eat always at a lot of restaurants. For some reason, all my friends,
I've never seen somebody do more with less than you do.
Yes.
This guy's eating at 365. He's eating at steakhouses every fucking night of the week. And this guy makes like $9 an hour as a
trainer, as your trainer.
I've never seen more.
You take a lot.
No, but he's and I'm gonna toot his horn a little bit like I've been doing. He is one of the best trainers I've ever worked with. Mondo is a trainer also. He worked with me at the first gym that I ever owned and one of the first gyms I ever worked at. I keep trying to get him to come to Viking, but if me and him work together in any capacity besides this, we fight all day, all the time.
Yeah.
But he's a great trainer, and Pasquale, you're probably the best trainer I've ever met.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the hardest part about personal training is it's just being able to switch gears. Like I could train guys like you all day, or like a younger kid that wants to do chest and triceps. Like anyone could Google that and like do a chest and tricep workout, make sure they're doing it correctly. But to train someone like you and then have an older lady or older male come in with like a lower back injury and still get him like in a safe environment burning calories and just to switch speeds is the hardest part of training.
Gotcha.
You know who's been coming on lately? Danny and Jen, like the girls that train. Danny's been like getting crazy with the training and stuff like that. I think it's because the influence around them. Obviously, we have some trainers that work with us that have been doing it lifelong, but like you always bring a nice energy into the place, and I think that helps a lot. I think that's one of the things that helped with the place that we worked at first. Remember when we worked at personal
Yeah, no,
training?
we had really good energy.
We were friends. We talked, and there was a good energy around the place.
Yeah, it was a good vibe, and that's what you need. You need the energy and the vibe and the music. That's important as well.
They don't. Danny hates Pasquale's music, which is not.
Oh, yeah, this is a big topic of discussion. Danny probably likes this, but as soon as
she's gonna come in a second. Hold on.
As soon as
she can't hear you. She can't hear you, but
if she gets close to the gym doors, hi Danny. If Danny gets close, if I see her pulling up and I have my music on, I'm sprinting from the corner of the gym.
All right, so basically what he said if he sees you coming to the gym and he has his music on, if he's on the other side of the gym, he will sprint as fast as possible to change it.
I know that she does the music, and like I'm not trying to ever have her in a bad mood.
Yeah. Well, then why would
I wouldn't put my wife in a bad mood because you put me in a bad mood.
I mean, I don't want to put anyone in a bad mood. If my music's really bothering her, I could deal with the other music. You know what I'm saying?
Danny's cooking me right now. She's cooking 2 8-ounce steaks, 4 pork chops. We got pasta and peas. We got fucking a ton of shit.
I have pasta and peas too.
See, he knows. Most Italians have pasta and peas. I mean, my parents do. I know that. I don't, but I know my parents do.
All right, Danny's appearance is over.
Bye, Danny. Thanks for showing up. Wait, no. So I want to go back. Hold on, because we jumped way too much. I want to go back now to after you won the championship.
Yeah, 2018 season we
won. Okay. So you won that. Now, like, how's the celebration with that? Like, do you go back?
Really cool. Our owner, before the playoffs started, says, listen, you guys win a championship, I'll pay for a 4-day cruise to the Bahamas.
Wow.
I think that this is when you were working at Vikings, though.
Yeah.
This was recent. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, 2018. So the championship game was in August, and he took us on a cruise to the Bahamas and gave us our rings in the Bahamas.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Inside, everyone who's been on a cruise knows that the worst part about the cruise is the food.
Yeah.
It's all buffets and shit.
Yeah, it's like cafeteria style. Everyone's just blacking out as much as they can. I can't. You know what it is? I can't believe that they have kids and adults on these same cruises.
I wouldn't put the arena football champions on the same cruise as my daughter, even though she's 10. But there's some real shitheads.
Or just one particular you're talking about?
Anyone that is playing arena football has definitely got a little bit of a screw loose because that is a fucking brutal sport. I was talking about this with my buddy a little while ago. I went to Jarbeck's house to hang out before I came here. And I was talking to my buddy about it, Pete, we were outside. And he goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I started playing golf. And he goes, oh, that's cool. Why are you playing golf? I go, because when I was playing football and I was playing like touch football or rough touch or flag, you're still getting fucked up every time. You want to have to like hurt somebody every time you play football. When you're playing golf, it's competitive, but you're not getting hurt. You're not beating yourself up.
I hate the people that get upset when they're playing golf. Like if you're not practicing 5 days a week and you hit a bad golf shot and you yell "fuck," you have a significant problem.
If you're not Joe Brusca, you better not be yelling "fuck." That's the only guy that should care if his golf game's not good. That's all he does is golf.
The only thing he worries about more than maybe golfing is make sure that he's at least like slightly tan.
Have you ever met Joe?
Yeah, I met Joe. I met Joe like a handful of times.
I'm hoping with the tanning salons being closed. Have you spoke to him on this matter?
I almost spit my beer into the microphone just now. Dude, so we we're at the gym here and there just trying to clean shit up. We're letting the trainers work out. We're working out here and there. So this guy, Joe Brusca, asks the massage therapist that we have to give him a massage. Dude, it's COVID fucking 19. You can't ask the massage therapist to give you a massage right now. Like, what is wrong with you?
Best part is I think this is the second massage he's got from
I don't know if he got one, but I'm just saying he asked, and I'm like, dude, he's ridiculous. But he is the most primped and proper and shaved dude I've ever met
And can you
in my whole life.
wait? So how old is he?
48,
47, 48.
47, 48. And he actually had a pro shot. So he was Pasquale's personal trainer when he was growing
My
up.
first ever trainer was him when I was 17 years old.
Gotcha. And he did. You just said he played overseas, correct?
No, he played.
No.
He played here for CW Post, or where was it?
He played for Post. He has all the rushing records for Post. He's a leading rusher.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a good football player, and he's a white boy.
Yeah.
So he's a Christian McCaffrey.
Dude, he is. He's like he's probably your height.
Yeah.
What is he? What does he weigh now? 215, 220?
He's like a typical running back height, a little shorter, he's like 5'10", 250.
Stocky.
Gotcha. Yeah, no.
Good looking Italian guy.
No, I know.
And he is dumb as a box of rocks.
Gotcha.
Like retarded. I'm sorry, R-worded. But all right.
So yeah.
So we're getting
great.
canceled now.
Yeah.
So he is.
Am I getting a text from him right now?
I can't. He's not. It's not live.
I mean, it's not live, but I mean,
So-
eventually you probably will.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. Hold on. Let's just
All right. Right.
That's all right. It's just really loud and I can't hear anything. Wait, what?
All right. So anyway, he's a great athlete and he's a great guy actually. But he's a little bit of a dumbass sometimes.
That's okay. It happens. Can we go back now? Can we go back to the cruise? Okay, so he's giving you the rings to the cruise.
So, well, that was the end of the cruise. We got on the cruise, and let's just say, I wish there was cameras around us because we were. It was unlimited tequila, unlimited everything. The only thing that if you want high end stuff, like not top shelf stuff, it was still just way cheaper than it would be in New York City.
Gotcha.
Like, I asked, before you get on the cruise, they're like, if you want to put money on your cruise card, and you want to buy top end, buy a special meal or get high end liquor, you could just swipe your cruise card. So in my brain, I'm from New York. I'm like, I better put like 1,000 on this cruise card, Worst case scenario, let me just put 1,000 just to make sure, right? I talked to my teammates. I'm like, yo, did you put money on the cruise card? They're like, yeah, bro, I put like $50, maybe $100. I'm like, so at the end of the cruise, the lady's like, oh, you have $745 left on your cruise, and I'm like, can I get refunded? And she's like, no.
You better start drinking.
I ended up just buying bottles that were like $30 for no reason, just because I had to spend the money. So we ended up partying on the cruise ship. I mean, there was craziness going on the cruise ship. My coach's wife is a Billy Back, awesome dude, Carolina Corbin's coach.
Gotcha.
She's pregnant on the cruise.
No.
She's having the worst cruise possible. She's watching us party. We're drinking like fishes, on jet skis, the whole swimming with the pigs. She's just sitting there like, these kids are ridiculous. Like these,
So like, what's the average age on your team?
It goes, well, there's like a group of like 20 fresh out, so like 22 to 25-year-olds. And then there's a group of vets that are anywhere from 27 to even upwards of 35.
So you're considered a vet then?
Yes. After your second season, if you go back for your third season, you're a vet. They're paying you, a little bit extra on the side to get you to keep playing.
Pasquale, you want to come over for dinner? You see that?
Yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes.
All right, man. Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
So and this has no consequence, but mostly black guys, mostly white guys, a little mix, or
I would say it's 80% African American.
Okay.
Gotcha.
80% black guys. Kickers, quarterbacks, maybe a couple old linemen, sprinkle a couple linebackers in there.
Do you think they look for that still?
I don't know. I don't know if it has anything to do with that. I just think that
When I was playing 15, 20 years ago, if you were white and you were big, you were an old lineman. If you were black and you were fast, you were a running back. You weren't, there was the black old lineman, there was the black receivers, but Division III you could have a mix, but it was pretty like it was pretty segregated at that point.
Stereotype, but it wasn't at the same time.
Gotcha.
I think now it's way different. Like with the way like Europe came into basketball, I think football is following that same suit, maybe a little later, but football is getting a little more diverse position wise.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think the position 15 years ago, just like you said, it kind of was like almost programmed on like, oh, he's 6'5", 250, he's got to play tight end.
Yeah.
I think now it's almost like, all right, let's see what this person can do. Like, maybe this might change the game up a little bit. Like, it's basically giving other people a chance that wouldn't fit the criteria. Like, now the quarterbacks, there's a bunch of quarterbacks under 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like the guy that just got drafted by
You got Tua,
Tua,
and then you got like the the Murrays,
Kyle Murray, Russell Wilson too.
So
I think they're giving everyone a chance based on their ability, not just profiling them on their height, weight, size, ethnicity, or anything like that. I
gotcha.
think it's way more. It's way better right now. I think.
So
Okay.
who do you think would win in FIFA? You or Mondo?
Definitely me.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely go with you as well. I haven't played
So
FIFA in a long time.
Mondo's a huge soccer fan. Actually, this is one of the bullet points when I was thinking about the interview. I'm like, these both Guineas. They like soccer. So which teams do they like? What team do you like, Mondo?
So I've always been a fan of SSC Napoli. Always.
How about you, Pasquale?
You guys see this?
Yeah. And then Napoli. That's exactly what I want. So I went to 3 games overseas. I was fortunate enough to go. And I've been a fan since I can remember, Maradona, and that's like me being really young, 7, 8, 9. I was 8 or 9 years old when he went over there. So for me, like, I'm like completely passionate about it. I've always, I watch it religiously every Sunday. Anytime they're playing, the phone shuts off, everything shuts off, and I'm watching it.
Italian Serie A actually signed a contract with ESPN this past season.
Correct.
So I was able to watch all these games with the ESPN Plus package. And I don't know if anyone's been at the gym on a Champions League day, Tuesday or Thursday, but I put all 15 TVs on.
He puts every fucking TV on.
Because you have to.
And he does cardio for 3 hours, and he won't let anybody turn the music on, and he just rides the bike for 3 hours.
Honestly, you want to watch this. If you're trying to do 90 minutes of cardio, put on a soccer game that you're interested in. And
90 minutes is half the time you watch. Pasquale, I've seen you there for 3 hours. You watch both halves.
Well, both halves are 45 minutes and then a 15-minute and then a 45.
And then all the stoppage time?
No.
He's there for 3 hours.
There's only 3 minutes of stoppage time, 5 at the most.
It's maybe 2 hours time.
All right, I might be embellishing a little bit.
Well, a little bit.
But that's my thing. So
wait,
you're the fans of the same team? I missed it. I stopped
so we're
listening
both fans of the same exact team, which is actually really hard to see another fan that usually likes Napoli, because everybody here, for some odd reason, loves Juventus. And I don't understand how you can like that racist team who hates Southerners more than anything. They hate the Southern people. And for some reason, we have people that live here in Glen Cove or in the North Shore or whatever on Long Island that are Juventus fans, and they despise Southern, like anyone in the South.
It's international soccer. To me, it's like it's the coolest sport because of just the whole, like, it's very hard to explain. Like, someone who doesn't watch soccer and they're like, what do you mean with Champions League, international?
I have no fucking idea what you guys are talking about.
Exactly. You don't realize that these soccer players are playing for their club team. They're in different tournaments. And all of a sudden, if they're good enough, they play for their country as well. So
yeah.
There's no break for them. I'm actually a Napoli fan because my father was born in Naples, Italy.
Okay.
So
my entire family, like even now, except for my immediate family, which is my parents and my sister, they all still live in the areas around Napoli. Like, I have my aunt who lives in Napoli, and then like about 45 minutes away is my entire family that lives like in the mountains of Campania. So
Verrazzano is the mountain area where my father was actually born.
Okay, so like our family is near like Avellino and Benevento and all that. So that to me is like I don't know. I'm like extremely passionate about that club. I've always been.
Is it like? Do you think it's like a regional thing? Like, do you think people from Napoli are a little bit more passionate about it, and then the other people are a little more casual fans? Like, why is it that you guys are so passionate about the small club?
That's not a small club, though.
Yeah, so like no one even realized it, but Napoli is like basically the Boston Red Sox of Italy.
Really? Well, I mean, my family's from Napoli.
Not that good, maybe the San Diego Padres, but like
no. I mean, listen, so like if everyone who isn't a Yankee fan mostly hates them, correct? They're not a big Yankee fan. Anywhere outside of New York, a lot of fans don't like the Yankees. So like that's Juventus.
Yeah.
That club is
they're the Yankees.
They're the Yankees. They win everything. They have the money.
So do you guys think that you guys are underdog cheerers?
We're always going to be underdogs.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you two personally, like a personality trait for Pasquale and Armando. Do you always root for the underdogs?
I always do.
Say, yeah,
okay.
You could come through, Dylan.
Yeah, come through, man.
Yeah,
he wants to be in the interview. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So like for instance, like Napoli is a big club, but they're not the biggest club, and they don't have the money that the
They don't
North has.
Like, for instance, so when I meant the Red Sox or the Yankees or the Dodgers or these higher market places, they're spending money just like in the Italian league. There's like Juventus spends the most money in the Italian league. So
Then you got AC Milan, you got Inter Milan
There's
as
no
well.
there's no salary cap in soccer.
No, you
No.
can. So like the difference. So in order to acquire a player, you have to buy their rights from a club. You have to buy them. So the club can put a price tag. Like, let's say, for instance, you're on a club in Italy and Napoli wants to buy you.
Could be on
correct?
a club in England.
Or England or wherever, anywhere in Europe, anywhere in the world, right?
Okay.
They have to negotiate with the club to release so that you get released from the contract.
So
they
is
can
that like
purchase you.
is that like a franchise tag? Is that like in football?
It's a little bit different because at any point anyone could be bought.
Correct.
Okay.
So like, let's say
So mid season, end of the season, there's no.
No. You can only get them in the transfer window. So the transfer
Alright.
windows are usually during the summer and then in January.
Gotcha.
So let's say you're playing for a club and Napoli really wants to buy you.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have to negotiate with the club. So your release clause is $80 million. So if the club pays the team $80 million,
You're
they
now
have they can buy. They just bought you, and then they still have to negotiate a contract with you as well.
Okay. So
Correct.
you go Pasquale. Okay, but it's still soccer.
But no one seems to realize. I don't think a lot of people nowadays, they want to see scoring. They want to see high scoring.
Correct.
They don't respect the actual, like, unless you grew up watching or playing soccer, you don't realize it. But these dudes are passing the ball to each other for 20 minutes, and the ball doesn't leave more than 6 inches from their feet.
It's a high. I'm not debating the high level of athleticism. So I've been watching that Jordan documentary, right?
Oh, it's amazing.
So that Jordan documentary, you watch Horace Grant, you watch all those guys beating the shit out of everybody on the floor. You watch basketball now, LeBron James basically goes down the paint, dunks the ball, and never gets fucking touched.
Or he gets tapped and it's like automatic foul.
I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. It's a completely different game. I get sports are like that, but soccer, there's one goal every 4 games. I mean, I can't watch this shit.
Not absolutely not.
There's no action.
There's a lot of action.
I could drink at the game. I could go watch it. I can't get on board.
It's the build up.
I could play FIFA and I could destroy both of you because I'm great. But
the best video games the last 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. I've been addicted to playing Warzone, this Call of Duty game.
So I'll play. I used to play Damp House in Madden.
The show
And destroy him.
He's really good at
Destroy him. Dude, he would curse. He just got banned from live games because he's cursing at little kids.
That's great. You deserve it. Those little shits.
That's great, man. So you talked a little bit about your dad and your mom, and I know it might be a touchy subject. You grew up with not the easiest life.
Yeah, everyone has their own story,
Yeah.
Everyone's story is someone's worse than another. But I grew up, my mother, they were together, and then they separated, and I kind of had a pretty big culture shock. I was a kindergarten student at the Westbury School District, and I jumped in a Cadillac that my grandfather picked me up, and I drove to a country club at North Shore High School. So Glen Hale Elementary.
So you drove the vehicle?
Yeah, actually.
How old were you?
I was 6 years old.
Was it your grandfather that was friends with Whitey Ford's something?
So that was my mom has 2 sisters. Her younger sister Joanna married Evan Clancy, North Shore alum, who played lacrosse at Villanova. But his grandfather, her husband, Evan, was Whitey Ford.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I got to meet Whitey. He's a great guy. He's awesome. Evan, I remember one time, it was like, he stayed at where I stayed because, my aunt, I lived in the same house with my aunt growing up. And he remember one time he called me, he'd be like, Pasquale, can you go upstairs in Aunt Joanna's room and see if the 1951 World Series ring is on the counter?
What?
What are you talking about? I said, go upstairs right now and check the desk. I was like, Whitey E. Ford right there. So Whitey Ford had, I believe, five World Series rings, and he had 5 grandkids. And I believe when they graduated high school, he gave each one of those World Series rings to his grandkids.
That's great.
That's really awesome.
Apparently, he was a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
Is he still alive? I don't remember.
Yes, he is alive, yeah.
All right. So you grew up in a tough time. You were living in one place and then going to another.
Yeah, I went from a big culture shock. I literally went from Westbury High School, that area, to North Shore High School. So I went from playing basketball on the patio in the street to playing golf at the country clubs. Very, very quickly, So I kind of was overwhelmed by it at first, but I was very young. So at the time, I was playing sports, having friends. Thank God for the opportunity to go to this high school. I have so many friends and so many opportunities to do whatever I really want. To be honest, if I wanted to do so, but I like to train people, have a good time.
So your parents split up when you were pretty young, and you were kind of shuffled back and forth, or were you just mostly with your mom?
For the next 8 years, when my father was alive, I would, I would go see even though my mother got full custody, she was nice enough for me I would spend weekends with my father. Almost every other weekend, I'd spend the weekend with him and my grandmother on that side. At the time I was playing roller hockey was my best sport.
Yes.
I was traveling all over the country playing roller hockey, sponsored by Mission, Bauer.
Oh, wow.
I was playing tournaments in Toronto, Las Vegas.
Even with those fat ankles, you were still playing roller hockey?
I don't understand. I got it. He made these fat ankles go fast. It's very confusing.
I got fat ankles too, per what he says. So I understand. And I played roller hockey. Not like that, but I did play roller hockey as well.
You got to have strong legs. He's got strong legs. So.
Yeah.
So you were playing roller hockey, going around the country.
Going back and forth, going around the country, and then it was 13, 14. I was like, dude, you can't play roller hockey. You either play ice hockey and continue hockey, or I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play football. I'm gonna play 8th grade football. So I played 8th grade football. Fell in love with football. Still played basketball in the winter. I played basketball and football my whole high school career. But
When's the last time you dunked a basketball?
3 days ago.
Nice.
I got with Landing School. I went Instagram Live and played my friend who thought he was his nickname is Buckets. Francesco. You've seen him before. I actually played him one-on-one. I happened to beat him on the Instagram Live game, but he's a competitor, so he wanted to play me again. This is off record, but I let him win the second game.
Gotcha. Did you put a face mask on?
No, what happened was I'm a lot bigger and faster and stronger than him. So if I run to the hoop and just go do a layup, he really can't stop me. So I was just shooting jumpers to see
That was my best game. We have a basketball hoop outside in my backyard where we did when I was growing up, and I live in my grandmother's house. My grandmother passed away and my grandfather passed away, but my parents bought it and they live across the street. So we used to have a basketball hoop out in the back, and my cousin Mike Puckett used to be fucking nasty at basketball. So me, Mondo, Mike Puckett, and one of his friends, Tony, Blake, whoever it was, we used to play out back. And Mondo had a sick outside shot. Even when he was chubby, he could drain.
Because that's all I could do. Because I was fat.
And the only thing I could do, because I was a big fat guy at that point, I could just back people down and throw the ball over the back of my head.
Bully people and get free layups.
I would bully people and just steal a girlfriend. Whatever.
Interesting. Interesting point.
Joke.
It's a joke.
Joke, wife.
A pork chop's going to come flying in and hit you on the
Yeah, she's going to hit me with a bone.
No, don't worry. He'll eat it as soon as it comes towards him. Believe me, he has that
I'll
sense.
just catch him in my
He
eye.
knows.
She throws it at me on the couch all the time.
Like Yoshi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Just sticks his tongue out.
All right, man. So I think, and this is a total guess by me, maybe because I'm a psychological genius.
Definitely not.
But I think one of the reasons why you work so hard is because you did not have the easiest upbringing. Would you agree?
I'd like to. I think so. I think you're right. Believe it or not, it's terrible to say that you're right because
Because I agree.
No, we don't need to boost your confidence anymore. I think that what is that? I think that Land Shark's doing pretty good.
This is the same one. Same one from the beginning.
And then there's 4 more just sitting on his lap.
Light doesn't need
Nice.
Seltzer,
dude, that seltzer's really good.
One's better than the White Claws.
I agree with you. Really good.
It's less fruity. It almost tastes more like a real seltzer.
Absolutely. I agree.
Bud Light does not need any advertisement, but they did very well with this product.
Yeah. Well, they're our sponsor, actually, Bud Light and Land Shark.
Yes.
I don't know if you knew that. We had 3 episodes of this, and Bud Light and
Bud
Land
Light
Shark both sponsor us.
And Land Shark. Yeah, it's crazy. A lager and a
my,
seltzer.
my assistant just brought me another one.
Oh, wow, you get my assistant.
It's so messed up.
That's amazing. She brings you beer, cooks you
She is. I got to say, Danny is probably the primo wife that you could ever find in the whole world. Like, I don't know how I found Danny,
Where did you find
because
her?
I don't deserve her at all.
Absolutely not.
Where did you find her? Well, let me hear the story about what.
All right, so we were doing a little sound check before, and we did the story of how we met. So I was actually her personal trainer. So I was married,
Yeah.
and we were friends before anything like any sort of sexual interest between us happened. We were just friends. My marriage started to go south, whatever. I got separated, I got divorced. And then after I got separated and divorced, that's actually the first time we really hooked up. We met through weird circumstances at this old job that I had.
Where did you train her? What
I used to work at this place for Nassau County, the Aquatic Center in East Meadow. And she was this East Meadow girl. And you know how East Meadow girls are. They're just
So easy, right?
They're just, East Meadow white trash kind of people. No, I'm just messing. She's.
I don't actually speak this thing. I'm letting him talk.
She can't hear you. But let me dig my grave. No, she is it's just an amazing person. I don't know how else to say it. And then we found out that our families have been friends for years. Just insane kind of connections. Her cousin got me my job for Nassau County, Tom Swazi, the representative.
Yeah. Well,
and it was just it's an amazing story, and it chokes me up a little bit because Mondo is a real dickhead.
Dickhead.
Anyway, so we're talking about Pasquale, not me and Danielle.
Exactly. I feel like this is an interview for you because I don't know.
Last time I spoke to a psychiatrist, the same thing happened. He was like, Pasquale, I hate to say this, but 10 minutes into our conversation, you started psychoanalyzing me. I go, yeah, this is why, this is the 10th psychiatrist I've seen, sir.
I think you need more of a. So I actually had that same problem. I went to a guy when I first went to a psychologist, and the guys, I hated the guy because I have a good relationship with my dad, but not a great one. And he's like, you need a female psychologist. Have you had females before?
And he's had multiple females.
No,
but not like that.
I meant female psychologist.
No, they did. I've actually never spoke to a female psychologist.
Okay, I think you should.
Yeah.
That's what changed my life. And look how great I'm doing.
What the fuck changed? Nothing. What are you talking about?
No, my mom got me a psychologist from the Catholic directory of psychologists, and it was this lady who was a Greek girl, older, almost 60 something, and she was a really you remember when I was bodybuilding?
Yes.
That's probably the last time I had my head on my shoulders. And she was awesome.
That's the last time you took a picture of yourself.
Yes, with his shirt off because he does not take his shirt off.
Do you notice how the camera doesn't go below here?
Yeah, that's why mine's set up the same way right now because of the quarantine era.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm fucking definitely bulky abs right now.
Yeah, they look pretty bulky for me.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
So Pasquale, you really have so much to talk about. It's like 14 episodes with you. Yeah. I mean, the stories that you've told me when you come back from a weekend on the road or something like that. I don't know if we can get into that kind of stuff via this.
No, not here. We're gonna have to subscribe to it. Only swipe up.
Fans only. Pasquale channel.
If we get enough likes, enough subscribers, enough people saying they want Act 2 of you, we'll definitely do the crazy part of it if it's allowed by you, obviously.
Yeah, no, we could get into some specifics. There's some great stories. Just honestly, being around people that are trying to do the same thing as you, it happens to be the best part of life to me. That's why football is the best sport to me because everyone knows it's not just like a game. It's like if you play the game, it's like you and your boys are literally dressed up in armor, and you're about to fuck up that set of boys that are dressed up in their armor, and we don't get to get arrested.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it is really a gang. It really is. It's like a legal gang.
So actually, you know what's funny? I want to know because I'd never played sports, any football or anything like that.
Never played like a group sport that was
group sport, yes, but like intramural, completely different. Like even roller hockey, playing in that, I can understand it, but like I want to know psychologically, how do you get like amped up and fired up to play another team that is going against you? Like, how do you get amped up for it? I want to know that because I could play intramural and I never got like amped up enough.
It's this guy because this guy has the best intros that you've seen.
I think that there's two types of football players. There's one that's calm, cool, and collective pregame. Like that's me actually. Like
Okay.
I like unless you like I actually play better the angrier I get, but like I kind of like to stay chill and calm and realize that like football is a game about controlled violence. Yes, it's violence, and I'm Italian. I always talk with my hands. Like
That's okay.
It's terrible.
I think all three of us are Italian, so we all talk with our hands.
I hit my microphone 40 times.
Yeah.
So it's like I slapped my hand 7 times during this interview.
You counted?
Yeah, that was
there's a counter.
no, it's right there. It's a tally.
There you go. He's got 7.
And literally, there's two types of people. There's ones that psych themselves up that have to get loud, and yell, and listen to music and start screaming. And then there's the one person that's like, it's very quiet. I would, and then like, there's certain games that like you have no choice. It's a rivalry game. Like you're just hyped up because there's more fans, or you played this team before. You know what they're about. Like you owe them one, or there's music. Everyone, if at some point you're listening to music pregame, I listen to like terrible rap music. If you listen, if Danny thinks it's all terrible.
Danny's not listening. Don't worry.
It's terrible rap music to Danny. It's modern day trap music.
Gotcha.
Oh, it is fucking horrible.
I can't listen to that.
So what was the biggest rivalry?
In the arena, I think it's hard to say because I went from league to league. But the original league I played in for the Cedar Rapids team in Iowa, them and Sioux Falls, who happened to be the champion of that IFL league for 6 straight years in the early 2010, from 2010 to 2016, I think they won it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting fucking crazy amped before that game.
Yeah, we're just, there's all types of stuff that performance enhancers that people take before the game, mainly stimulants, amphetamines of that nature. Whether it's like pre-workouts or the modern day prescription pills that these people take, for whatever they got to do.
Gotcha.
I personally, played maybe I could say it, play 1 or 2 games on Adderall, and I happen to be less, what's the word?
Effective. Good.
Correct. I'd be less angry or less concentrated. For some reason, it would make me think and like channel my thoughts, but I could be smart, but I couldn't be physical.
So
got it.
So
it didn't work for me.
So this, obviously,
I would drink a little bit of caffeine before the game, a little bit of caffeine at halftime.
You're like a Red Bull kind of guy, or
yeah, more of like the pre-workouts with a little beta alanine, they get you tingly.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what you guys would do to get you guys more revved up?
I'd say 50% of us. And then there was the other 50% that were like, so, when you're playing arena football, 60% of that people on that are trying to go to the NFL. So they're trying to make crazy plays. They're trying to go, play off the charts every game. So, you after arena football game, the first 2 years of your career, you're chopping up the film, sending out film to 31 NFL teams every game.
Wow.
Like every
You're
game.
doing that yourself?
More than half of us, yeah. Chopping up the film, sending the clips to your agent, and then the agent sends it directly to the team because, if the team gets an email from Joe Schmo, it's not going to look the same, whereas if you have an NFLPA representative agent sending him the email.
Gotcha.
Wait, so the agents that you guys have are they like the high profile agents that have NFL players as well?
They're almost like up and coming agents like us, but they have a couple people in the NFL.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't even know you guys had agents. I thought it was just like let me.
Is it more a lawyer? Is it more like a lawyer, like a lawyer kind of thing, or
90% of 80% have agents that are NFL certified agents, and then the up and coming ones that, if you're not part of the NFLPA, it's called, then they're not really official agents.
Gotcha.
Then it's like the lawyer person that you're talking about.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that arena players had agents. When we started off that.
No, well, I'll talk about how after the cruise, we got our rings, and then the next season I signed back to Carolina. We tried to repeat.
Okay.
And then we went all the way to the finals, and we had the most epic loss ever in like a championship game. We made it all the way to the finals. We played in the Shark Tank.
Okay, so who'd you guys play?
We in the finals the next season.
Mm-hmm.
We played the Jacksonville Sharks in the Shark Tank with like 16,000 fans in a hostile environment.
Wow.
Like very hostile. Like I'm talking fans are yet knowing my mom's name. Like Like one fan was like, "I hope your mom doesn't mess up my coffee when I ask her to bring it to the when I get it at the diner tomorrow."
I think. By the way, I think you both have the same mom's name.
Stephanie.
No, so definitely not. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
That was a short intermission of no.
Wait a second. I thought it was. No, never mind. I'm not gonna say tell everybody Mondo's mom's name.
Yeah,
Weird.
not everyone needs to know that.
Yeah. I don't want them, yelling that at the Shark Tank or something
His
like
mom is actually
that.
somebody that we know, and I'll tell you later.
Okay. Anyway, so you were saying.
Anyway, sorry for being interesting. Keep going.
I know. Yeah. So we get to what I was gonna say is we're not on right now, are we?
Yeah, we are.
That's awesome. Anyway, so basically, 2018 season, we win the championship. We go on the cruise. We get our rings. We party on the cruise. Basically, 80% of our team signs back to Carolina to repeat.
Okay.
Right. So we go back to Carolina. Now, we're a big head on our shoulders. We're defending champs. Like, our shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're walking around feeling great. We know that we're going to get everyone's best shot. Like when, Alabama every week is getting everyone's best shot. They might win by 30, but they're getting everyone's best shot. 2018 team, we're running it. We're killing it. Jacksonville is too. Like it's always us and them, first and second, first and second, first and second. They happen to only lose one game the whole regular season, a 14-game season.
So did you guys actually play them during the regular season?
Yes, we lost. I mean, I happened to be injured that game. I had a hamstring.
So that's probably why you lost.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people are saying that, I don't believe it, but I'm just play defense. But we ended up playing them in the championship game. So it's actually a better environment. It's warmer. Jacksonville on the beach, a lot more. It was a better scene for the championship game almost than, Greensboro, North Carolina. Nothing again. We actually played in the Greensboro Coliseum, which is where the AC tournament.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Where the ACC Hall of Fame is actually basketball Hall of Fame.
So now let me ask you a question. Like, so you guys are in the finals, right? So is there like a 2-week like you're not playing each other, like how it is with the Super Bowl as well?
Media week.
So you guys have media week as well.
Yeah, it was really a media 2 days, not a media week.
That's awesome.
But, we fly down on like a Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday is like a whole little like press conference where they're asking people questions. They're giving out MVP awards, first team selections.
Oh, that's pretty cool though.
Do both teams fly in, or is it at a?
No, it's not at a neutral site actually. So it's at the best team. So we flew to Jacksonville for the press conference, the dinner. 2 nights before there's a dinner. The Friday before the game, it's like a chill day. So then we go into the Shark Tank, and we signed a vet named Anaya Smith. He actually played on the Giants.
Nice.
Played huge offensive lineman. So they're thinking we're cheating. We brought an offensive lineman that never played the whole year. We brought in a special offensive lineman. There's only 3 offensive linemen.
So wait, you guys are allowed to sign any player at any time you want?
So there's like specific rules. You have to sign him 2 weeks before the playoffs start. We signed him and he never played. He just, we signed him just in case we made it to the championship.
Gotcha.
He played this game, blah, blah, blah. He flies down. So there's speculation we're cheating because, we pulled in like some guy that, a ringer basically.
Okay.
And, we're playing this game. We're up at halftime, 2 touchdowns. We're up by 3 touchdowns in the third quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, I believe the score is like 42-21. We're like, yo, this game's won. We won this game. We're thinking we won this game. They score a touchdown. They're down 2 touchdowns now. So they onside kick it. There's 3 minutes to go. We're up by 2 touchdowns. They onside kick it. They get it. They score again. So now they're down 7.
So now you guys are panicking?
Well, a little bit of a panic. It's like a 20 minutes of real time. I barely remember for real.
Wow.
It happened so fast. 3 minutes of the game. We're down by 2 touchdowns. They get the onside kick. They go down and score in 3 plays. The next onside kick they don't get.
So do you know how much time is left in the game?
58 seconds left in the game. It's 1st and 10.
So you guys are still up by 7 though.
Have the ball. But so there's specific rules in Arena League is that you can't take a knee.
So you can't run at the clock.
You have to get 1 positive yard or the clock stops.
Gotcha.
It should be a very interesting rule if the NFL took this. It's not for the NFL, but so meaning like.
So it's like a quarterback sneak or something like that usually?
Like a quick handoff.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory, but for some reason, our coach threw the ball on 1st down, incomplete, and then he throws the ball again on the same play. And the middle linebacker of the team picks it off, jumps over our quarterback and scores. Jumps over our quarterback and scores on the interception.
Wow. So how close are you to the goal to your touchdown area?
On our own 10-yard line.
So you're on your 10-yard line.
Our
Wow.
Own 10, they score, right? So now they score.
And it's a tie game now.
Tie
Correct?
Game. And they get the onside kick again. 2 onside.
Well, you got,
Is that like our percentage in the Arena League? You can get a lot of onside kicks.
No, yeah, you could kick an onside kick every time.
well, no, what I'm saying is he was saying, is there a high percentage of
Like-
getting the onside kick?
Smash it off the wall.
Oh, so I don't know anything about the rules.
So you don't have to go. It doesn't have to go 10 yards or whatever the case may be.
10 yards, but it can hit off the wall.
And it can ricochet and do whatever it wants.
Okay.
Or it's on a astroturf field. The ball bounces crazier. It's more lucrative, basically. It's for the fans. It's supposed to be high scoring. This is actually a pretty low scoring game. Basically, they come down, they beat us. We're heartbroken. We're confused. It's like a loss that like you thought you won already. Like
Yeah.
I thought I won the game. I thought I had my second ring. I thought we were going on another cruise this time to a different Caribbean island, and it kind of we got taken back. But that same head coach after that 2000, now we're talking 2019 season where we lost in the championship. I won 2018. We try to run it back. We lose in the Shark Tank. 2019 happens. It's January. I'm getting coaches calls from my coaches that are the coaches stick together. So office and D coordinator, especially because this group is like 2 or 3 of them that stick together. My coach got offered the job in Spokane, which I originally played in.
Correct.
So in 2020, he was going to coach the Spokane Shock under the new owner, Sam Adams, because he was like, this guy keeps winning championships, getting to championships. Let me bring some guy in. So the coach got the job in Spokane. He took all of us with us. He took his squad with us.
He took the entire team, or
not the entire, but 10, 15 of his best players, and then we added on. We actually took 2 or 3 of the Jacksonville Sharks' best players and added them to our team for this 2020 season in Spokane. So,
this would have been an exciting year.
Right here, March 4th, I fly to Spokane. Training camp's March 7th. March 7th to March 20th, 13-day training camp. We were killing it. We were getting ready. Right after the team set, March 20th in Spokane. This is like 8 weeks ago, 2 months ago.
Correct. Yeah.
Team set. We're ready to play our game. We have a game the next Saturday. It's Saturday after cuts. That Sunday, they're like, life's been put on pause, basically. Not life, but professional.
Just everything in general slows down.
We got put on pause. There was like a 2-week window where they weren't sure if they're going to start back the season up. If we were going to get back into things. They put us up in a Marriott. So I was living in a Marriott for like 8 weeks.
So is that? That's got to be pretty good.
We made the most of the situation. There was certain people went home to situations where the virus wasn't too strong. If you lived in like a state where the virus wasn't too serious, you flew home, went back with your family. But certain of us, we couldn't fly back into the Atlantas, the Miamis, or the New
York. Yeah, absolutely.
Pasquale and I touched base a couple times.
So our owner took care of us. He took care of those people. And then finally, maybe 3 weeks ago, where 3 weeks ago, he was like, the season's officially canceled. Find out where, if you could get home, I'll pay for your flight and everything. So I ended up flying home 3 or 4 weeks ago, back to New York. I'm staying in Bayside now.
Was it an empty plane?
6 people on the flight.
Wow.
I had a smaller flight from Spokane to Seattle, then Seattle to Newark. I didn't even want to fly into LaGuardia or JFK because, I didn't even know what was going on at the time.
Gotcha.
And then it kind of sucks, to be honest, because we were all ready to go. Like, we did the hard part. We did the training camp. We did a couple two-a-days. We were ready to play a game, hop on a flight to Quad City. I don't even know what state that is.
I couldn't even tell you. Is that next to Tibula?
It's right next to Hamstring City.
All right, so we were playing a game in Quad City. And then, the season got canceled. And then it kind of like, I was like, what am I going to do? And then I came back home and I've been training a couple of people via FaceTimes, a couple of in-home situations. But ever since then, it's football stopped and then but life stopped for me at the same time.
So the big question I'm going to ask you, are you retiring?
Yeah, I think I'm going to shut it down.
Okay.
I wanted to play one last season, get it out of me, but at this point, I played 6 years. I did what I had to do.
So how old are you right now?
31.
So you're 31. Okay. So you think this is it? Now you don't think you're gonna get the urge when this all passes next year?
Gonna get the urge, but I have to. I'm gonna fight it. I'm gonna realize that I have to have what is the word that everyone likes to use? Stability,
Okay.
or structure, or adulting, or they like to use the word adulting. When are you gonna be an adult? I think a lot of people misconvey that. I don't know if that's that, or like misunderstand. The word adulting. Adulting is whatever you want.
Correct. You can do whatever you want.
Whatever you want it to be. Like you're grown. You can do whatever you want. If you want to have a 9 to 5 where you get a 401k, a pension, a plan, that if that's what you want to do, you'll do that. If you want to live a little life a little differently, you could do that as well. But at the end of the day, believe it or not, those people are right. You need stability at some point, because at some point I'm going to get old. I'm not going to be able to dunk a basketball in 5 years or in 6 years or in 20 minutes. And you never know. Like the effort. I mean, I could probably still drink.
So what do I always say to you when we're at the gym? Look at me and see what you're going to turn into in 5 years.
Dave always likes to say. Dave always goes, in 5 years you're going to be just like me.
I hope not, because I'm afraid of that seat right now he's sitting on.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared of myself.
If you're going in this direction.
Yeah, that's why I'm going Bud Light Celsius and not the Land Sharks.
There you go.
Well, there's another 24 of those waiting in my fridge for after this.
So you think you're gonna just shut it down here?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna shut it down. Fully invest myself into the personal training thing, because I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm actually pretty good at it. Like I've gotten results. I've gotten a couple kids scholarships already.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty rewarding when you I think you know what it is. I was basically 0.2 seconds away from getting a shot. So if I could do anything in life to make sure the kid that I'm training or an adult that I'm training is not that 0.2 seconds short in a timed 40-yard dash, that would be rewarding to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Like if that's what held me back, I'm going to make sure the kid that I train or the adult that I train, that's not what's going to hold him back.
And that's a good aspect. I mean, and you already have the mindset of being in that position at one point in your life, so you're able to sort of guide them.
Yeah, like I went through it. So I went through the process of trying to go to the NFL. It's very tough. It's it's not as easy as everyone seems. Like obviously, those All-Americans in high school that went to Alabama didn't know they're going to the NFL at 18 years old.
Yeah.
But football's not like baseball or basketball. When you're a senior in high school and you're playing basketball or baseball, you pretty much know if you're going to the show. Like when you're 17.
Yeah.
More than any other sport. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you're getting people already telling you and chirping in your ear.
You're going to the University of North Carolina to play basketball. You're going to the University of Syracuse. In your brain, oh, I'm going to the NBA. But there's so many more stories in the NFL where I'm a walk-on at Nebraska, or I'm a walk-on at Stony Brook. Or
Yeah.
I'm walk-on at a small school where it's so physically demanding that from 18 to 22, every man knows you become a different man. Yeah. Whether you work out or you don't work out, you become a full-grown man. So that person at 18 years old is not the same football player he is when he's 21, 50, more than 50%.
Which is why as an athlete or an ex-athlete, I don't understand the difference between basketball and football, because those guys that come out of high school and play professional basketball, they're full-grown men sometimes, though. Yeah, Kevin Garnett and LeBron James. I mean, I understand that's
there's special.
Some people.
Yeah, that's 1%, if anything.
But there's no guy that comes right out of high school and plays fucking professional football.
No.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
They're full. It just the process of working out. Yeah. There's probably an elite special crew of the Bo Jacksons or the Jadeveon Clowneys that could have maybe done it. We're talking less than 2% or less than 1% of the people.
But they don't even want you to.
No.
It really, the sophomore year, maybe.
Yeah.
Junior year, mostly.
Your body has to develop.
10 years ago, I believe 10 years ago, they made that rule where you had 2 years removed from high school to even get an NFL draft.
Yeah. Which I think is probably smart. I mean,
think it's smart too, to be honest.
So there's two sides of that fence, right? So you want these college kids to make the money they're supposed to make, and then they get into college and they're getting hurt in their freshman and sophomore year, and they're losing all that money.
Yeah.
which the rules just changed now.
Where do you lie? Like, should college players make money?
Well, that's the thing. They changed that.
Yeah.
I think next year or this coming year coming up, I don't remember if it's 2020 or 2021, they changed that. College players can make money off their names now.
They absolutely should.
And that's something completely new, and they should be making money. If the university is, then they should as well.
Well, let's just say, if I'm playing at Iowa and my name's Billy Smith and I'm a junior at Iowa, the Hawkeyes, like a well-known college football.
Correct.
No one knows who Billy Smith is yet, but they know who the Iowa Hawkeyes are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So Billy Smith is playing for the Iowa Hawkeyes, but you're buying an Iowa Hawkeyes t-shirt. You're not buying a Billy Smith t-shirt. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest. That's like the.
But people are buying Pasquale, Vecchio shirts in Iowa. So obviously they might be buying Billy Smith shirts.
Yeah.
So the problem lies where you're making money off of somebody who's actually paying to be in what you're doing. And
the college's argument is like, I'm already giving him $200,000 of free tuition. Like, how much more money does he actually want?
And as well as I do, most of those guys aren't going to class.
Yeah, so. What the number one line? The number one line in any movie's history as a football player to me is during the program when they're at the press conference with the backup quarterback and he's trying to get him reinstated because he cheated on a test, and the dean of students is up there, and the head coach of the team on the program goes, with all due respect, sir, when is the last time you've seen 80,000 people show up for a science experiment? And that, if you think about it, that makes all the sense in the world. No one pays. Maybe you can get 2,000 people to pay to see a science experiment. When 85,000 people are buying beers, buying tickets just to go watch a football.
And they're making a massive amount of money.
Yeah,
massive.
I don't mean to be on a soapbox, but you watched Joe Rogan's podcast recently with Elon Musk. Did you see the one?
I didn't catch the second part.
So Joe Rogan's tagline that everybody's putting out there is people need to stop being in finance and law, and they need to start making shit again. We need more people making stuff.
Yeah.
But the problem is, why would you, if you're a smart, charismatic person or like somebody who can sell something, why would you want to go into anything but finance or law? Because you're going to make millions.
That's where all the money
is.
Well, and that's where all the money is. Nobody wants to be blue collar anymore.
Why would you want to go make something? Why would you want to go be a carpenter or a plumber?
No one at this point, no one's waking. No one's 7 years old like, I'm going to be a water main specialist. Or I'm gonna go be, everyone's, programmed, especially in these places where people are making money. It's like, anyone smart realizes that if you want to make money, you have to do the things that people do to make money, which nowadays is all in finance and lawyers and real estate, and just like anything else. I hate to say it, but the rich are getting richer. Yeah. The poor.
Hopefully, after this podcast, it's going to be all three of us making money off of entertaining people with our stories.
Okay. Could possibly be. I mean,
not a bad idea.
You've been super entertaining. I get to talk to you every day. I don't know if Mondo has any more questions for you.
No, I think we touched base on everything that I was actually really curious about, the arena football and stuff like that. So it's awesome.
And you're stupid soccer fan.
Yeah, no, we're not. And that's actually really awesome too. That the fact that you meet somebody else who actually loves the same club.
Yeah, Napoli was supposed to play Barcelona in the second
leg of the Champions League, man. It was 1-1.
What a game that would have been. Now,
absolutely.
I don't even know how all this is going to go with the no fans. Good luck, world.
Yeah, well, the funny part is it's actually pretty interesting. Like, if you ever watched a game that had closed doors, you get to hear the players talk to the other players and the coaches yelling. I think that's interesting. Now, 1 game, 2 games, okay, that'd be cool. But then after like a while, you're like, you want to hear the chants, you want to hear the roar, you want to hear the fireworks going off.
From the player's perspective, it's going to be the hardest. Like, from a fan, like, we can't. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait to watch sports on TV. That's what I like to watch.
Oh my God, I love sports.
You hate football.
You hate every sport. I've never seen you watch a sport in my entire life.
I don't know why I'm so different.
Beer and pork chops.
Well, that's true.
I do too.
All right. Well, Mondo, would you like to say goodbye to Mr. Pasquale? Or
I had a great time. Thanks for having me on.
Pasquale, thanks so much for being on. It's interesting to get to know you and how the arena football is laid out, because I've honestly never knew that. It's interesting. The things that you said. So, hey, listen, good luck with everything. Hopefully your personal training career takes off and you're able to go to the next step and able to help somebody who is that 0.2 seconds away from making it. Maybe you can, get them to that point, and it would be gratifying for you as much as that person as well.
Yeah, definitely, bud. Hey, man, I love you. I appreciate that you're a part of my company and that you're a great trainer. And I really appreciate that you came on and you did this favor for us. Keep being you. You're awesome. All right, brother. Thanks for
Cheers,
coming
man.
on. Thanks for coming
Cheers,
on,
brother.
Mondo and the big guy. We will see you later. Peace out.
Yep.
Peace out, Cub Scout.
Love you.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
Virus free.